Hello everybody, I'm Mofalk, and I have a really good question. What does your DAW sound like when you're rendering out audio? Do you know? Because I've never thought about it, but actually I think it's a really interesting question, and I may have found a plugin that may help us get to the bottom of that. Moving over to FL Studio, the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna use a plugin called Listen To. I've already opened it up here. It's from Audio Movers, and it's really cool because it lets you hear sound that is being played on your DAW in a web browser. So we can use a link that we can copy here, put it in our Chrome, and we'll automatically hear anything that we get from our FL Studio in Chrome as well. Now, we have an audio sample, right? Listen To is working already, and it sounds like this. It's from Leno's, just a sample pack. Yeah, you get the idea, right? So now if we turn off the master, no sound. Makes sense. But then, if we take the link, we put it in our Chrome again, we start listening, and we play it even when the master's turned off. How great is that? We can hear the master even though the master's turned off. Now the problem that we're solving with this is that during a render, the master's turned off. That's why we're doing this whole thing with Listen To. But let's see if we were to render this sample out, right? Let's render this section here, and let's just click on render and see what happens. Render to MP3. What? Let's do that again. It was very... So, obviously that didn't really sound like much. There wasn't really much information that we could get from that, but I've now loaded up a bigger project where we have more processing going on, and I hope that with that more processing, we're actually gonna hear more of what the render machine is actually doing. Render machine. Alright, so I'll show you a little snippet of what this track actually sounds like, and then we'll have a listen to the render. So this is the original, how it sounds like in the project. What happens if we now add the Listen To plugin? I've loaded it in, I've logged in, I'm copying the link, I'm starting the transmission. Now, we need to go over to Chrome, paste the link in, start listening, and render. I'm very curious, I'm really curious, let's go. Did it just play the song? I think it just played the song. What the hell? That's super strange. So the renderer is just taking the audio and playing it and pretending to record it. I thought it was doing more, honestly. Let's see what happens if we take some of the processing out. Now I have a very heavy master on this, so if I take out the master, I hope we're gonna get a different result with a more speedy render. Now I think that's how it makes sense, but let's see. That's so strange. Now, granted, I thought it was gonna be very different. Let's try another project and see if it's actually like this, because now this project has 115 tracks, okay? So maybe with this project, we're actually doing the opposite of what we had before, where we have too much processing compared to not enough. So let's try to find a project where we have like a middle ground. Let me search for a second. Let's see what this sounds like. This is just a little short thing I made the other day. Listen. I feel so good. I feel so good. That's it. It's literally just that loop. And now I'm very curious what this sounds like when we actually render it out. So let's go to export, MP3. Let's render it out again. And let's see. I feel so good. I feel so good. I feel so good. I feel so good. It did it! Oh my god! Do you know what I mean? Very cool. So it sped up the audio that we already had, played it a little bit faster and rendered it out. And I'm not 100% sure why that is or how it's working, but we can now finalize and say it just plays the audio. Nice. Good job, FL Studio. Now, to wrap up the video, it's very clear what the renderer is doing, right? So it's taking audio and it's playing it back somehow when it's muted, and it's doing it like a little bit faster, a little bit slower, depending on how much processing it has to do, but it's actually playing the audio and recording it. I think that's very interesting. So now you know the trick. Please let me know if this also works in other DAWs, okay? I'm really curious for Ableton or plugins like that. Please let me know down in the comments. Also, make sure you follow, make sure you like. Would mean the world to me. This is the first video ever, so yeah, we're gonna do more of this stuff in the future on this channel. Thank you guys for watching, and bye-bye.